You didn't lose control when they spoke to you. You lost it the moment you took it personally. And most people never notice that moment. It's subtle, almost invisible. A tone of voice, a look, a message left unread. And suddenly, something shifts inside you. Your chest tightens. Your thoughts speed up. Your mind starts writing stories. They don't respect me. They don't care. Why would they do this to me? And just like that, your peace is gone. Not because of what they did, but because of what it meant to you. Stay with me, because what you're about to understand will change how you see every interaction for the rest of your life. And if you've ever felt controlled by your emotions, if you've ever replayed conversations in your head at night, if you've ever cared too much about what someone thinks, then this is for you. And trust me, what I'm about to show you goes deeper than just staying calm. We're talking about becoming emotionally untouchable, not cold, not numb, intouchable. Like a mountain in a storm, the wind screams, the rain crashes, but the mountain doesn't move. That's the level we're stepping into today. And if this already resonates with you, take a second to hit like, not for me, but for the version of you that's starting to see things differently. Because once you see this, you can't unsee it. Here's the first truth most people avoid. It's not them. It was never them. You think it's the way they spoke to you, the disrespect, the tone, the way they dismissed you, but that's just the surface. What really hurts is what it awakens inside you. Something deeper, something older, something you didn't even know was still there. Two people can hear the same insult. One shrugs it off, the other carries it for days. Same words, different reaction. Why? Because we're not reacting to what happened. We're reacting to what it touches. Old wounds, unmet expectations, hidden beliefs about who we are. When someone ignores you, it doesn't just feel like a missed message. It feels like rejection. When someone criticizes you, it doesn't just feel like feedback. It feels like a threat to your identity. And that's where the real battle is. Not outside, inside. Most people live their entire lives in reaction mode. One comment ruins their mood. One bad interaction destroys their focus. One moment controls their entire day. That's not living. That's being controlled. But here's where everything changes. You are not your reaction. You are the one observing the reaction. And the moment you understand that, you take your power back. Think about this. Right now, as you're listening, there's a part of you that hears these words, and there's a part of you that notices how you feel about them. That second part, that awareness, that's who you really are. Not the anger, not the anxiety, not the overthinking. Those are just waves. You are the ocean. And waves don't control the ocean, unless the ocean forgets what it is. That's what happens when you take things personally. You forget your depth. You collapse into the wave. You let a moment define you. And the world starts to feel unstable, unpredictable, overwhelming. But the truth is, nothing outside of you has that kind of power. Unless you give it permission, nobody can make you feel anything. Without your participation, that might sound harsh, but it's freeing. Because if your emotions are controlled by others, you're a prisoner. But if your emotions come from within, you're in control. Every time you say, they made me angry, they hurt me, they ruined my day, you're handing over your power. But the moment you shift to, something in me reacted to that, everything changes. Now you're curious, now you're aware, now you're in control. And if you're starting to realize how much of this is happening inside you, go ahead and like this video. It helps more people wake up from the same cycle. And here's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. Your reactions are not random. They're programmed. You weren't born reacting the way you do. You learned it. Somewhere along the way, you absorbed the belief that being ignored means you don't matter. Being criticized means you're not enough. Being rejected means you've failed. And now, those beliefs are running in the background, quietly, automatically, until something triggers them, and when it does, you react, not from truth, from conditioning. But here's the powerful part. What's learned can be unlearned. So how do you break the cycle? It starts with one simple shift. Pause. That's it. Between what happens and how you respond, there is a space. Most people skip it. They react instantly, but in that space is your freedom, your power, your control. When something triggers you, don't speak immediately. Don't react immediately. Just notice, Feel the emotion rise. Observe it, like you're watching a scene, and ask yourself, what part of me is being triggered right now? That question alone will change everything. And when you start seeing clearly, you start noticing patterns, the same situations triggering you, the same emotions repeating, the same reactions playing out, different people, same story. That's the clue. It was never about them, it was about the script, and now you can rewrite it. But let's go deeper, because there's something even more subtle happening, something that keeps people stuck. Offense. You think you're hurt because of what someone said, but you're not. You're hurt because you chose to take it personally. That's the moment you gave away your power. And most people do it automatically. Someone disagrees, you feel attacked. Someone criticizes, you feel threatened. Someone ignores you, you feel invisible. But what if none of that had to mean anything? What if their words were just words? What if their behavior was just their behavior, not a reflection of you, not a judgment of your worth, just them? Imagine how much peace you'd have if you stopped turning every moment into a personal story. Because here's the truth, people are not attacking you, they're expressing themselves, and most of the time, they're not even aware of what they're doing. They're reacting from their own pain, their own insecurities, their own internal chaos. They're not attacking you, they're bleeding, and you just happen to be there. Once you see that, everything softens. You stop taking things personally. You stop absorbing energy that isn't yours. You stop carrying things that were never meant for you. And that's where real strength begins, not in reacting, not in proving, not in fighting back, but in staying grounded, calm-centered, clear. Because when you don't react, you don't lose, you win. You win your peace. You win your clarity. You win your control. And that's a level most people never reach. Now let me ask you something. How much of your life have you spent trying to control how people see you, trying to be respected, trying to be understood, trying to be valued? And how often did it work? Not consistently. Because you can't control perception. You can't control how people think. You can't control how they feel. And the more you try, the more you suffer. Real freedom begins when you stop trying to control the external and start mastering the internal. You don't need everyone to understand you. You don't need everyone to like you. You don't need everyone to respect you. You just need to know who you are. And once you know that, everything else becomes noise. There's a level you reach where you don't react the way you used to, not because you don't feel, but because you understand. You see through the behavior. You see the patterns. You see the pain behind the actions. And instead of reacting, you observe. That's what emotional mastery looks like. And here's the paradox. The less you react, the more powerful you become. People start to notice, not because you say anything, but because of what you don't say. The calm, the stillness, the presence, the energy that says, you can bring chaos, but I won't become it. That's real power. So the next time something triggers you, pause, breathe, observe it, and remember, you didn't lose control when they spoke. You lose control when you take it personally, and you don't have to do that anymore. If you've made it this far, there's a reason. Something in you is ready to change, ready to stop reacting, ready to take your power back. So here's what I want you to do. Next time something hits you emotionally, don't react immediately. Just notice. That's your first step. If you've ever felt this, comment one below. I want to see how many people are ready to take their power back. And if you want to become someone who can't be shaken by anything, make sure you subscribe, because this is just the beginning. Because once you master this, once you truly understand it, no one can take your peace again. Not permanently, not deeply, not without your permission. And that is freedom.